Hi guys, how are you doing? So this is the very second lecture of microservice implementation. So if you haven't visited the first video, so please go through that so that you'll understand microservice, Zool and Fiend client little bit. I haven't given a very vast overview, but I have given just a overview which will be needed to proceed further. So that would be helpful to understand further whatever I'm going to develop. So let me launch my STS. So in this session, I'll be setting up the applications Eureka server and I'll create microservices as well. So let me launch. So creating Eureka server and microservice application is damn easy. And here I'll also explain a few mistakes or common mistakes which may occur knowingly or unknowingly. So I'll discuss those as well so that whenever you start practicing, so you won't feel the same. So let me create Eureka server first. So I'll name it as Eureka server. An application group ID I'll give as ram.tech.train, and the similar will be the package as well, and in demonstration I'll give as Eureka server. Okay, so I'll be developing this application as a Gradle application, and I have Java 11, so I'll use Java 11, and rest of the thing is looks good. Let's go ahead, and to make our application as a Eureka server, we have to add Eureka server. So here we are able to see that Eureka server, this dependency we need to add. So I add it. So for server only this much is required, nothing else. So let's finish this. It will be downloading all the related jars that would be needed for Eureka server application. So let's wait till it finishes. So this will looks like this. So also dependencies which is downloaded in Gradle. So this is the dependency for cloud server, Netflix cloud Eureka server, something like this. And here I'm using by default cloud version as hexton.sr4, and this version is being configured here you can see. So we are using in dependency management section. So uh, to make this application as Eureka server, we need to do few configuration. So very first configuration will be needed, that at the top of main class you have to add enable Eureka server. So need to add annotation at enable. It will suggest itself. See, Eureka client and Eureka server. So this is going to be Eureka server. So we'll add this dependency, and that's it. Here we need to do some more configuration, but let's start. It will fail, we know that the reason, but I want to show you guys that what is it is expecting further. So let me start this application first. Let's see what error it is giving. So I'll run as Spring Boot application, and let me expand the console so that you can see the error. See, it got failed. And what is the reason behind that? It's saying that cannot execute request on any unknown server. So what happens is this application is trying to register themselves with another another microservices or another with any server which is available here in this environment, it won't consider itself as a Eureka server, because Eureka server in Eureka client there is a very less configuration. So whenever we run this application, it will try to look for a server to whom it can register themselves. So it is not finding any server here, so that's why it is giving error like that. So to avoid that, and this is the server, so it should not register to anyone. Other application will register to this server, but this should not register to any other server. So for that, in resource section, in resource in properties file, we'll add few properties. So the very first we'll add port number. So let me add a server dot port, and this port will be as default 8761, and the property is Eureka. First it is trying to fetch a registry which is available, which will give the available servers. So we'll make it false. Eureka dot client, we are able to find out here. Let me type in client dot fetch. So it is trying to fetch registry. So it will make it as false, so that it won't look for any server. The next property is it is trying to register themselves with the server, so that also need to make false. Eureka dot client dot register with Eureka. So this we need to make as false. Now it will run happily. There won't be any issue. The changes are done. So let's clear the console and let's see. So let's start the server. One server will start, so we will able to launch. See, server is started on the port 8761. So let's host this. 8761. So this is the dashboard which you will be able to see for Eureka server. And here I'll explain a little bit. This is the section where all the microservices which is registered with this Eureka server, that will able to see here in this section. And rest of the thing is just for information purpose. So once we'll create microservices, then I'll explain a bit more here that what are other availability zone, what is the status, what is AMIs. So one more thing guys, here we have one scope to make mistake. For example, if you create any application, so sometime if you may get a package, so let me create that as well. So sometime you may get templates package. So now if we have templates package, so in that case what will happen, let's see. Let me restart it. Let's see what is happening. Are we able to launch the Eureka server dashboard in the same manner, or will face any issue? Let's see. So server is started, it seems. Yep, server is started. And now let's refresh this page. So guys, it is giving white label error page. So the reason behind this is once application will start, once we host the applications, in that case it will look for resource, some template, some HTML page, some default page. So for that it will look for a folder that is templates in this particular location. So if this folder is available, so it will look for index page or something by default page in this folder, but we don't have anything. So uh, it will show white label error. But if we delete this, so in that case it don't have any template kind of thing, so it will use the Eureka server default dashboard. If we have templates here, so it is overriding the path, the template path of Eureka server, and it's the high priority. So if you'll delete this template, so it will start using from Eureka server dashboard. So we are pretty much done with Eureka server. So let me create microservices as well. So I'll create 4 microservices. So let me do that. So very first microservices will be that products package will be the same, and application name will be product service. Rest of the thing will be similar. Let's move ahead. And one more thing, guys, if you are developing microservices, so in that case we can use same database for all application, or we can use individual database for the application. It depends up to you, up to your project requirement, that how you are trying to do. So each microservices will be web application. So in that case, let's add web dependency, spring web dependency, yep. And let's add Eureka client, because anyhow it is going to be a client for this Eureka server. So let me add that as well. Eureka discovery client, right? This dependency we need. And though it now it will be going to connect with database, so it should have MySQL. So let's add MySQL driver as well, and we'll be using Spring Data JPA for database communication. So for that, let's add that dependency as well, Spring Data. Yep, so now we are good to go. And if you want to add one more dependency, that is DevTool, that will provide any changes, so it will restart the server automatically. So let's add that as well, DevTool, Spring Boot DevTools, right? So we are done with our all dependency. So let's go ahead and finish this. So once this application will start, let me rerun the server application, so that whenever microservice application will run, so we'll able to see the registry. And one thing we should keep in mind, that before starting any microservice we should run a Eureka server, otherwise it will give error, as we have seen for Eureka server. It will try to fetch a registry server to whom it trying to register. So make sure that first Eureka server is running and then start with others. So for we have MySQL driver database dependency, and for that let's create this application name. So I'll give the string dot application dot name as this is product, yep, product service, right? And we have to add let's add server port as well, server dot port, and that would be as I have shown in demo will be. And we have to add some database properties. So let me copy paste to save time. So these are the dependency which is going to use. And one more thing which I forgot to tell you guys, that it is not mandatory, but if you are giving information your microservices, that where the server exactly is, so it would be helpful for it to identify. So now pretty much done, we have done for this. And here I have given configuration like e-commerce underscore app. So if this schema is not available, it will create in database. So let's verify that as well. So let me launch this. Meanwhile, I'll start this application to show. And one more thing, this is I forgot to tell. So in this at main class, we have to tell that this is Eureka client. So for that we need to add @ enable Eureka client. So for microservices, we need to keep in mind that we should add this particular annotation, and we need to add dependency which it has. These two are mandatory. This dependency, client dependency, if you'll add these two dependency, your application will be microservice application, and that will search for server and will register with it. So let's see if I did everything. So let me start this application and let's see how it is going to register with Eureka server. So guys, if you can see here, it is saying that registered instance product service. So this product service application which we have created, so that got registered with Eureka server, and we can see the same here at browser. So see, the product service got registered. This is the location of this particular application, and this is availability zone. Availability zone is nothing but it is saying that only one instance is running currently for this application. If you want to increase the instance for load balancing and to handle multiple traffics, a lot of traffic, so in that case we'll increase the instance. We'll see this as well, creating multiple instance or application later in upcoming videos. So guys, similarly we'll create other microservices. Let me create one more so that we'll get better idea, and for the same one we have to do the same process. So in this time I'm going to create user service, user service, desktop thing artifact will be user service, that's correct. Package all the same, product instead of user service, and rest of the thing looks good. So let's go ahead and add all the dependency: Eureka client, dev tool, spring data jpa, mysql, and web. Let's finish this. And here also we need to do the same setup as we did for other products microservices, and we need to add the same thing for that, because here I've decided to use only one schema, only one database for this. So let's add this as well here. So let me give the application name, application, what is it saying, spring dot application dot name equal to user service. Let's give port number server dot port, this will be 8002. system. Let's make it as Eureka client. So on top of this, let's add at the rate enable Eureka client. So yep, it's pretty much done with this service as well. So let me start this. Spring Boot application. So guys, while working with microservice, though we have only one console and all the applications lock, what happens? What it is saying? Hmm, let's see what error it got for this. Unable to close application. Okay, let me start all the application again once again. So from here, whatever application is currently running, so you can find here. So first we'll run a Eureka server. This will do restart our applications. It will close if it is running and start again. So this one is done. Let me use user service. Let's see what things is happening with this, why it got failed. No pin name. It should not happen like this. Data source. Okay, it's saying something to database. Let me check. Is there anything? Not exist private key retrieval false. Not exist to allow private key retrieval use SSL. It's fine, all looks good. So have you added MySQL driver as well? Let's confirm. Dep tool off. It seems I forgot to add MySQL drive dependency. Let me add that. That's why it's giving error like that. Got it. MySQL is not there, so that's why it is not able to connect with database. So let's add this. And once you'll do any changes in build.gradle file, so we need to do Gradle refresh so that it will download all the dependency if you are new to Gradle. So let's download it. So it seems it is done. So let me launch Eureka user server again, client microservice application as well. So now I hope it will be happy. There won't be any issue. Yep, it is happy. So let me start another product one as well. So here we can see console. Okay, I'll show you again. So here though multiple application is running simultaneously, so at console if you want to see anything, so you can go here and you can select respective application, and for that you'll able to see the logs. So this will help you to read log messages. So let's verify at here. Yep, you got other microservices also got registered. So this pretty much for this session. So in next session we'll integrate Zool API gateway, and we'll try to use Fiend client for inter microservice communication. So thank you guys for watching, and let's do subscribe this channel, and have a good day. Thank you.